And we're rolling. Pint Size Podcast, episode 66, according to FC's count, but you know, that's got to be verified.
Yeah, I mean, of course. You know what I'm saying? I never said I was perfect. I just said I was worth it.
Okay.
It's that kind of day. I got good news last night. It's that kind of day.
All right. But nah, yo. So we chilling today. We chilling today, man. The band is together. The boys are back in town. Or should I say, the Boyd is back.
The
in
Boyd
town.
is back in town. Surprise visit from a main mic. I felt good about it. What boy?
A surprise visit from a main mic.
I
I like the way you said that.
You feel me? I felt good about it. Boy here. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome back.
Skip y'all ain't hype.
I'm excited. I felt the love, FC.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I felt the love.
Boy here. You know what I'm saying?
I felt the love, FC.
Sam, man. You know what I'm saying?
Millie ain't want to get up. She hit me with the head nod.
But we got to talk about that, though, because you ain't been here in a while.
Pictures been booming.
And if we getting a different Millie too, though.
Hey,
She in her bag.
we getting a different Millie.
No, we not.
I said something about this last week.
Afro.
We getting a different Millie.
Straight hair.
You know,
Bobs.
see, this my thing. This
Content
my thing,
is
right?
crazy. And then you came outside today
Bathing suits.
wearing pants
You know what I'm
made
saying?
for to catch the
Full
wind.
outfits. I'm like, she's
Like-
really in her bag. When I met Millie, I didn't see no
Everything was
swimsuit.
PG-13.
Right, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't know.
Don't let the
like,
game change you,
I
man.
said never anything on my page is gonna be PG-13.
Ariana
Okay?
Grande
No,
is
what I'm
growing
saying
up.
is, when I met you,
I had to bring the Ariana Grande.
listen. When I met
that
you,
day.
everything was modest. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, oh, she done turned up. In the
Shout out
last
to Dave.
She done turned
I don't
up
know
in
where
the
he at
last
right
6
now.
months, man.
But shout out to
When
Dave.
you getting booked, when you booked and busy.
When you book, right?
When you blessed, booked, and busy like Millie.
Blessed,
You feel
booked,
me?
and busy.
Oh, yeah.
Triple B.
Triple B.
Triple B.
Triple B.
So what have you said
never know.
for yourself, Billy? Speak up.
I've just been black, booked, and busy. Like I can't. I mean, he said it
saying?
best. When you busy, you have
Her
content.
IG
to post.
page give you the blessed,
You
booked,
know?
and busy vibe. You got citrus. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Citrus colors all in the
The
background.
kiss
You feel
one.
me?
The kiss one the other day. I was like, who is this?
See?
Let
The
me
what?
know who she is. The
She-
Kiss FM joint you did.
Oh, that was recently. Yeah, for a
Yeah.
fashion show I'm doing
Yeah.
at the end of this month.
It's obvious
It's
that it was
She
recent.
gave me the Millie Riperton vibes in
So-
one of them joints. I was like, oh, okay, she's out of here.
She's
Oh,
turned
and
up.
speaking of
Yeah, she's
swimsuit, I'm
outta
actually
here.
doing a swimsuit fashion show this summer.
turned
so
up.
in June. So
See?
She's
You
turned
know.
up.
But anyway, all I said all that to say, boy, you're not alone. You know what I'm saying?
She's
She
turned-
giving her day ones different vibes. You know what I'm saying?
She's
So
turned
I mean,
up.
sometimes you got to go through that process for yourself and understand. You know what I mean? So I don't fault you for it, Queen. Do what you got to do.
I don't fault
feel
you
me?
for it, Queen. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I support you. You feel me? I'm
Yeah.
reposting all the vibes from now on.
The glow
you,
up.
you have. I do appreciate
The
that.
glow,
Straight
the glow up is real.
It's real,
Yes.
dog.
I respect it.
Well, it's me, man. FC on the beat, a.k.a. Fourth Quarter Freddy, a.k.a. Freddy Franchise, a.k.a. the best you ever heard, you're just afraid to admit it, a.k.a. Mr. I Have a Dream. So get your hands out of my pockets, a.k.a. Speedy Tractor, a.k.a. Bomb Stockton, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul Bazaar, a.k.a. Wavy Crockett, a.k.a. F the Netflix guy, a.k.a. Young Hulu, a.k.a. Hot Take Jake, a.k.a. Mr. Always Stay Focused, a.k.a. Mr. Always Locked and Loaded, a.k.a. Mr. All Bags Matter. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Boy, see, boy, yeah. You see the love? My boy is like, yeah, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? It's a great day to be great.
Right, I wanted to be like,
Great.
go. Go.
Yeah.
Say it.
It's going, baby. Anywho.
Okay.
What we talking about, Blue? What done happened in the world?
It's honestly, you know, it's been a.
Oh,
it's been
because
a-
we ain't got video this week, and I can't just let all the jokes sit on Millie. You know what I'm saying? I've been noticing something different about Blue too, and I want to bring it out publicly because we
There you
discussed
go,
it privately.
man. Listen,
You know what I'm saying? I feel like
cut it out. I'm about to take this
go.
thing out just as soon as we done with this
You know
show.
what
Go
I'm
ahead,
saying?
go ahead, man.
See, this,
I mean, I
we not even going there.
Go- what you talking
We going,
about?
see,
Oh,
we
see,
going
I was
back.
gonna go there. Just
So
because
you
he
know,
looks-
Blue is my brother. You know,
What are you talking about?
he be at the crib a lot. That's my
What
guy.
are you talking
You know what I'm
about,
saying?
man?
We're family. So Blue drops off nephew the other day, right? And Blue walks in the front door with a different little bop. I noticed a little vibe. I'm like, all right, maybe he having a good day.
You lying.
And then he told me why the bop was the way it was. Because he told me a story. This is the story. You want to hear? Here it goes.
Yeah.
He said he was walking down the street or walking somewhere. I don't remember the details. And then he felt something in his eye. Right? And he said, I don't know what this is. He went to wipe his eye and he realized it was his hair. So now he feeling another way because he got the swing action. So like if y'all out there been seeing Blue a different way,
Yo.
you know, he done reached
That's
levels
funny.
of greatness that allow his ego to protrude in a way
That's
that wasn't
funny.
there before. I had
This
to
is
point-
a true story.
You gotta be fair.
This is a true story.
Gotta be
That's
fair.
funny.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can take that one.
Yeah.
You can take that
That's
one.
funny.
And I've been saving that.
That's
get-
funny.
Yeah,
Wait
you can
till
take.
we get on this
You can
podcast.
take
You
that
get
one. You
in
can
there.
take.
You
Go
get
ahead,
there.
Millie. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
No, I'm
funny.
just saying you get in there. I remember when I had my hair, you know,
Oh, she
I
hit
was
you with it.
sometimes-
That's a young boy sport. Like she been there,
I
done that.
sometimes like when it falls down, you feel like there's bug on the back of your neck, and you slap the fuck out of your neck, and it's just your hair. So you get in there.
You
You
get in
gonna get
there.
to that point too. So that's great. Good for you.
As a
Good for
king,
you.
as a king in the game, I want to salute you, young buck. I want to tell you that I'm proud of your journey so far.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to,
So for the
to
record,
bigger and better things.
for the
you coming
record,
forward.
You still looking
I
like
have
Killmonger
never
there,
seen
so-
Millie with hair.
What?
Ever since I met Millie, she had a fro.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
that? Okay.
like short. Oh, I mean,
Yeah, you kind of excluded.
Even
this
years
from
ago,
the
like,
comment.
you had like
Yeah,
a
you
fro.
did have the fro.
I got
Yeah.
pictures
I got pictures too. Which is the point?
downtown, like when you had the fro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a vibe. It's
Like
still a vibe.
It was
though.
really big.
So
yeah.
when did you have hair?
Huh?
When did you have hair?
What do you mean?
You
When
mean
did I
hair
have-
Okay,
that,
I'm
hair
sorry.
that hangs? You mean?
Don't hit me with a technicality. You know what I mean. When does your hair fall on your shoulders?
There we go.
So my hair, the last time it was actually no, because the parts you didn't see when it wasn't in a fro, because there were times that it wasn't always where it dried out to a fro. So
Yeah, it was just yeah.
it would just be down. So when my hair wasn't like this and poofy, it would be like right here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was able to pull up in a ponytail, but I had the little straggles because
Yeah, it wasn't built for
like
that.
it wasn't there fully
Yeah,
yet. But
that wasn't your part of
and
the
then
journey.
also when I was in high school, don't try to play me. Come on now.
I'm just saying you had a little struggles. Anybody trying to play you? Don't say when you was high school either. When was you in high school?
What? All right, moving on.
you tried to
When was you in high
When
school?
was you in high school?
Yeah.
Where was you in high school?
What year was that?
I was,
Don't say no. Please don't say the year. Don't say the year. No, because it's not even about you. This is about me. So no.
No,
'cause
I'm
I'ma
just
feel old
I'm just
as heck
asking.
when you say
And
the
then
year.
and then
that's
boy
true.
come through the door. You know what I'm saying? The beard is like it's not growing. He has a beard. Like
Oh yeah. We ain't seen him in that long.
Like I ain't used a beard and hair.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything is going right
It's
now.
a renaissance.
Like
Yeah, it's happening.
so changes are happening all around us.
Yeah.
And my son trying to figure out what he's doing with his life right now.
It's all good.
he trying to be like you.
So
Nah, I don't know.
So
Golly.
I woke up this morning. Millie didn't make me feel too good when I sent it in the chat.
yeah.
But, I don't, bless her soul, she doesn't know. It's okay. She knows what I'm talking about. But I woke up this morning
I'm so happy you're back, boy.
and the power of the internet.
Let's talk about it.
Uh-oh.
The absolute power of the internet when it's, no, just say the power of the internet, right? So you just look I just look over the last 2 weeks, right? And I'm just talking about music for a little bit, right? So
Okay.
the power of the internet and how much you've seen like an outcry and a support, right, for Nipsey Hussle, right? I was having a conversation with some folks and look at the impact Nipsey Hussle had with no singles on the radio. Musically,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
This is a guy whose songs was not being played on the radio.
I'm trying to fact check that in my brain, but I think you're right. I think you're
I know
right.
what you mean.
Yeah,
There's
he
no
wasn't in
there's no
rotation.
single off of
Yeah,
Victory Lap that was on the radio. Grammy nominated,
Rap Niggas was the first one he dropped. It was on the radio.
but it wasn't on the radio.
It was. It was on the radio.
No,
Not in rotation.
Not in rotation. You might have
Not
heard
in the BDS.
So it's
DJ
a different.
spun
It's a
it.
difference.
Oh no, you're right. You're
So
right.
it's
You're right. You're right.
difference
It was
from
like a
mix-
DJ, it was like DJs doing sets.
Right. So
You're
you
right.
might you talking
you're
about
right.
might be a mix show.
Yeah, you're right.
But
You're
you're
absolutely
talking
right.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, not in
it wasn't in
BDS.
rotation.
You never
It
had
wasn't.
one in BDS.
Absolutely not.
So you just look at what he was being compared to. You know what I'm saying? Pac had music on the radio.
Lots of it.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like this man didn't have no. So it's more so like people are kicking themselves in the foot or really self-evaluating how they are looking at music because this man, cultural impact, funeral at the Staples Center, marathons, marches, all these different things, and this man, music wasn't even being played. You talking about a positive influence?
Real talk.
This man's music wasn't even being played on the radio.
True.
Right? So then I wake up to today to a Cleveland legend. I feel like this young lady's a Cleveland legend. Erika Kayne.
Okay. I'm rolling with that.
Right?
I said the same thing. I don't know why she ain't got to do.
Right.
I can give it
So all the work that she's done over the years, right? YouTube channels popping, all these different things, covers and all of that, right? She went viral today, and she's still going viral as we speak. Somebody filmed her. I guess she's working in a bar, bartending. I guess it was karaoke night. So she
smoked it.
She's singing. No,
She went.
Okay.
she's singing and ringing somebody out at the same time.
Oh, we love those
Yeah.
videos.
So all
Yeah, we
that
love
work,
those.
right? All that work she's put in, and she'll be signed by the beginning of next week.
I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping
She
so, too.
deserves
That's
it.
usually the
Deserves
cycle.
it.
I hope so, though. But
definitely
Eric
deserves it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Man.
Snoop was the first that hit 1 million views
Okay.
since this morning. Video hit 1 million views.
What was that one?
Huh?
You said Snoop?
Snoop posted the video.
Posted
Oh, I know. He posted the video.
No.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah.
Snoop was the first to post the video. 5,000 some comments. In the comments, then Jazzy Faye. Jazzy Faye said, somebody find her ASAP and give me the information.
Right.
Jamie Foxx comments. The Shade Room posted it. Hit 1 million. Baller Alert posted it.
She's viral. Next is world.
DL Hughley posted it.
Oh, that's a wrap.
That's you just named. Hold on.
Then Missy. Then Missy, Candy, Mona Scott Young, Evelyn Lozada. It's the power of the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, she worked at Cavante.
Right. So it was like a karaoke night because she had the mic.
No, she did. The mic.
So she-
Wait. You set
she
me
got
up.
the mic in her hand. Listen,
she got the
the
mic
music
in-
is rolling. She's holding the
So
mic
she
literally
must have had to cash somebody
and
out.
ringing somebody out.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So this is because I didn't watch it because I knew we was gonna talk about it. So she is karaoke night.
It had to be
It's her song.
No.
She-
No.
Wait.
This is where, and this is where, like,
No, I don't wait. I'm doing it on purpose.
God.
It's karaoke night. It's her turn to do karaoke. Am I right or
That's
am
what
I
you mean by
wrong?
her song.
That's what
Right.
yes,
So
her song.
right. So I'm assuming
Okay.
because all you see is her behind the register, behind
Okay.
the counter, singing, but she's ringing somebody
She
out.
swipe.
She's swiping somebody's
She doing like
card.
this. I'm talking about going in though,
Bruh.
effortlessly,
And killing the whole.
effortlessly
And
though.
she-
So the first person that did it, who posted it, was a comedian.
Okay.
So he filmed it. But this comedian is connected. Like I looked, he like a Ciroc boy. He got pictures with Diddy and all of that. So he posted it and tagged Snoop, Jazzy Faye, and Jasmine Sullivan.
I see.
Snoop posted it automatically. And
That's it.
and that's the rap. She didn't gain almost 40,000 followers just today.
That makes sense.
yeah.
And everybody's saying, why don't she have a deal?
I don't understand why she don't have a deal.
But I'm saying, everybody's saying that, so they like, oh, she needs to be on the stage. Somebody needs to sign her ASAP. She'll be signed
Yeah.
before next week.
Yeah. Before next episode, she'll have a deal.
Congratulations to her because she definitely
Yeah.
needs a deal.
But just the power of the
power of
internet,
the internet.
and all the work that she's done, and you can go back and see hundreds and hundreds of videos.
She was working.
And everything,
for a lot
you know what I'm
of
saying,
years.
for a
Yeah,
long
for a
time.
lot of years.
And you know, you just look at it, man. So it's like, and all the comments, like, man, she been grinding, she been putting in work for years, like, and you just something like that, and it's so humble because, you know, she was just working, and you know, she's just doing what she do, and you know, it's just crazy that the internet and the Instagram just got that much power, man.
Right.
It does. It does got a lot of power.
You know what I'm gonna say?
I love the fact that she was singing Jasmine Sullivan song, and so effortlessly though. Like Jasmine
Erika
Sullivan
been
songs
nice.
are hard to sing.
Erika been nice.
True.
They're hard to sing, so that's
Yeah, Erika been nice, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm glad that this is a story that is positive from Cleveland that's being highlighted on the internet. I'm glad. I'm happy for Erika because, you know, I've never worked with her. I never had the opportunity to do that. But I know that she's been grinding for a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? And I know that this is a stage that she can handle. So that's dope, man. It's good to see. And the internet is still, you know,
undefeated.
It never loses.
Undefeated. So I'm just looking, Missy, Yandy, Candy,
She got a lot of people.
and Evelyn Lozada, Jamie Foxx, The Shade Room.
They showing love, man.
Like,
Well, congratulations, Erika. You
that's
definitely
crazy.
deserve it.
You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy, man. I'm looking at people sending her cash apps, like, get her up out of that bar. You know what I'm saying? They like, get her out that bar. She need to be on somebody's stage.
For sure. That's always been true.
What Cavante? Oh, that's Richmond.
Richmond, right?
Yeah.
Internet's undefeated.
Undefeated.
Hey man, well,
I ain't
I
mad.
hope she get that deal because she definitely. If you're from the city, if you know anything about the music scene, like you said earlier, she's definitely a Cleveland legend. Like for real. She put a lot of work in, a lot of time. But
Yeah.
I think that's also a testament to you just never knowing when your time is. Like you started the conversation with Nipsey, and then it just reminded me of interview he had. He was like, man, you know, that's a lot of people that got talent, a lot of people that work hard. He said the only difference between me and them is just I kept going.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? People get kind of confused sometimes. They think like some of these, especially in the rap game, they think a lot of the some of these rappers, you know what I'm saying, that was making it like in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? Or in their, like, no, that means to be like 30-something years old.
No,
like,
for sure.
Like for real.
For sure.
Just getting on. Trying to capitalize and stay in the game for 10 years. Like, so congratulations.
That and I look
Erika.
at, you know, my case study for all hip hop success right now is one Joseph Budden. And, you know, it brings up an interesting point or an interesting perspective on that longevity conversation because, you know, sometimes, now this is not, you know, I'm kind of taking it somewhere else, but sometimes I think it's good to understand when to pivot because you can be great at it and that's just it. People don't want it from you. This is not that scenario, of course, because I want an Erika Kayne record on a major label. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes people get discouraged in that longevity thing because they doing something very good for a very long time. That's just not the right thing for them to do.
Or, you know, people just doesn't know how to evolve. Like I've been watching, like me and my son been watching a lot of Kobe interviews. It's like Mamba Talks or so I've been watching that, and it was kind of, I caught it one early on, and he was explaining like them last 2 years in the NBA, and it was like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know, you always hear about players going broke and stuff like that because they don't really have anything set up post the league, you know, so and I just remember him, you know, when they introduced the body armor and now it's official drinks and it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was him, you know, it was still in the, you know, the industry and the field that he loves, but it was, you know, in a different lane, you know, the same store, but just a different lane or whatever. So, and it was just, he was like, now he's getting into other things and he's writing, but it's still about sports. And he's, what I'm saying, he's doing, the breaking down of film and all of that. So sometimes, even like a Joe Budden situation of, you're still in the culture, you're still in the industry,
Absolutely.
but you're just on a different side of the game, a different side of the coin. So, it's nothing wrong, with evolving. Because hey, man, it's if you live long enough, right? You'll have live long enough. Hey, like I'm saying, like you're gonna have to do something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because everything has its time, and especially like music. They say depending on the type of music, right? They say it's a young man's game, but I mean, I think those type of things have changed, but you just got to be able to, I think, keep a broader lens and just understand that, hey, man, it's other ways that I can be involved. I just don't necessarily have to, do it this way.
Yeah. So, question: how important, guys, is it to either reinvent the wheel or not reinvent the wheel when it comes to being the creative in the space that you're in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you talked about Kobe and how Kobe didn't necessarily recreate the wheel. He stayed in the same lane. Or I don't know, depending on how you see it, maybe he did recreate the wheel. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, how important is it, and in the respective fields to still be able to express your creative freedom for longevity? However, like, be mindful that, like, there are just certain things that I guess work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've had to do that a few times just for survival. We didn't even talk about success yet. We just talking about survival. But I've had to do it a few times. Just to I don't think I think what Kobe did is a high sign of maturity. Mm-hmm. And it takes, I want to use humility. I don't know. I don't think that's what the word I'm trying to use is. But at any rate, I think it's necessary to understand that you won't always be what you are now, successful or not. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're okay with, this is just me talking, but if you're okay with sort of letting go of that ego part of it to where, like, because in the beginning, the ones that, I hope y'all don't know me for this, but in the beginning, I was trying to be an artist. In the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And it was gospel music. And now we know that that's not who Fred Council ever was going to be. But if I didn't have the idea of saying, well, maybe this ain't the way I need to do this. Maybe this ain't the play. You know what I'm saying? In order to learn another thing, which ended up being music production on a high level, engineering on a high level. And then that turned into me wanting to be an executive. And say, okay, since I know all of these different parts of the game, I can start my own thing this way. And then looking at who I was in that landscape and saying, maybe this ain't the one. This ain't the one. I'm doing okay with it, but this ain't the one. So why don't I do what I really want to do, which is just make records. Let's produce records. You know what I'm saying? And then now that lends me to have more success at this stage, quote unquote success, than I have doing anything else. So it's kind of like you have to be able to look at yourself honestly and understand what needs to change and what you should kind of pile drive through. But you got to be honest with yourself in order to do that, I think. You know what I mean? And I think, to your question of importance, I think that's it. Should always be the case with anybody that's starting their own and running their own thing and trying to be something outside of the box. You got to look at who you are at all times, honestly, I believe, in order to even be effective, even if you're not changing anything.
What?
But I think I think that sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that certain things aren't your lane per se, or
Okay.
I think that you have to look at I think you have to always look things from a business standpoint and how to create the streams. And as long as the streams comes from the original lane, the original flow, then it makes
Financial
sense.
streams.
Yeah. So what I mean is, if you produce records, right, your streams should come off of producing records, right? It should come in that lane. It shouldn't be I'm producing, I produce records and then, I got a landscaping business or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think that
was crazy. You said
but
it's two total opposite, but I get the point.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when you looking at the music piece of it, I think that, okay, if you are producing records and you saying, okay, I want to be a music exec, I think that you should be a music exec. And I don't think you should look at it as like, okay, this isn't really what I do, but more so, how can I do this? Because that's the evolution of your business.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Just from that standpoint, like certain things, like how do I, the young lady that models, that runs the agency, right? When I met her, she was a model. I was booking her to be a model, right? But she saw a need in the booking aspect, and then she started an agency. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should always look at your business from that standpoint of how to continue to develop it and evolve it. Jay-Z, he made music. Okay, then our title is an evolution, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you should always look at it from that standpoint of how do we branch off from this, not branching off and doing something completely out of.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because then that becomes like, I don't really know this. I gotta
start over.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas you evolve. Like, okay, if you making beats, right? Mm-hmm. Or you producing records, at some point it's going to be where now you're getting into the next step of it, and now we're signing contracts.
Oh, for
now
sure.
If you don't become an exec,
you in trouble anyway.
You in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
What I was speaking from the point of, see, and this is the thing. This is why I said, what did I say? I forgot what I said. But looking at yourself honestly, it was basically, I think I said it a little more fancy than that. But looking at yourself honestly was the premise of that, is because I was moving executively in a couple different lanes. Blue was there in a couple different lanes. You know what I'm saying? But I understood that at this point, and maybe I didn't say this, at that point in my life, that wasn't the play to make.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, all of these experiences for me, I had to have them, even in order to understand, okay, streamline and do this, and then branch off.
Right.
Then, you know what I'm saying? So, to your point, I just didn't want that to be misinterpreted. But to your point, I think it's necessary to go and see. Mm-hmm. Let's find out. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever find out or not find out because you don't feel like, because you could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I'm just naming the instances in which I was wrong.
Right.
You know
and we'll spend a lot of time. We'll spend so much time in our one stream in trying to perfect the one stream and trying to, you know what I'm saying? You'll spend so much time in the one stream that years can go by.
Yeah, you can miss out on a bunch of other things. You can miss out on a lot of
things because you so you so locked in that one stream that you miss out on a lot of things. Like, I feel like if you are in front of the camera, right, you should learn
what's going on behind it.
You should learn what's going on behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, I'm going to be behind the camera for 15 years and then now my time is passed in front of the camera. Now I'm moving to behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We should look at it like, okay, I'm in here. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Like, I look at Drico, like Drico was rapping.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? He was rapping and he was booking people to shoot his videos, and they like, well, I need to learn how to be behind the video. And then that becomes now.
That's the thing. Yep.
Now that's the thing. And then now you shooting rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you never know, but I think that's how we should look at that we should look at things, and that's just something that I've been looking at. Like, you write it, like just myself writing books, but then there's so many people that, like me, I forced myself to publish my own book, but then now you look at it, it's like so many people want to know how to publish a book, or so many people want to know this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you ain't really stepping too far out of your lane.
True.
You know, it's just there might be other opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It just
I'm thinking about Kobe too, like because Kobe's first real ascent outside of the letter to basketball thing, like even past that great moment was the ESPN Plus thing. What's called Detail, where he goes through and does what he used to do every game for you to see.
For somebody else.
Yeah, like
they even spun off of that.
It's like
let's see when you get Peyton Manning to do it now.
Right.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, you create a whole that thinking is that evolution is highly important. You know what I'm saying? Because of course you're not going to be able to do that, man, especially on that high level like he was doing it forever.
So what's your approach to your situation, Millie? Like, you're young in the game.
Yeah.
Still
she's not young in the game. She's glowed up on us already. We already established.
No, I'm still young in the game.
Next level.
I'm young in the game.
Next level.
That's the thing. It's like I am still young in the game, because the thing about modeling now, because of social media, you do have to have more than just a pretty face, you know? So now it's almost expected to then this model does other stuff. So we have Ebony Davis. She's a model, and I've watched her like grown up to be this like amazing model, and she's going to do even much more. But she's a model, but also she has been known for her activism. So it's like her being an activist. That's something that's very, very big, because she is a representation of like the struggles that a lot of black girls go through, especially dark-skinned girls who have their natural hair, and just for their skin color, she has been that voice for that. We see her, and then even this one dark-skinned beauty, she just got signed with Victoria's Secret, So a lot of times it's like now it's what else do you do? Because even in castings, you have a lot more designers who are going to be asking, okay, well, why do you model? What you do besides it? Because modeling, as much as like girls think that it can be a long-term career, it can. And, you could very much be the next Naomi Campbell or Tyra Banks. But notice that those women, they knew eventually at some point, like, okay, I got to go more past this. That's why Tyra Banks, she ended up creating her own modeling show through her own connections, getting other girls on. Naomi Campbell, she did her own show for a little bit. But her being a mentor to other women, so there has to be a time, so if you have this feature, so along the way you find out, okay, this is what I'm good at too, you need to combine that into it, because it's going to help you, and longevity wise and financially wise, it's going to keep you in the game longer than people who sit here. And technically in modeling, you have until maybe 26, 27, and then you're considered old, so you have this short time frame in modeling to get your shit going, to be at that top stage, or you're gonna fade out. So,
but I think that has to do with traditionalism, and I think that if you approach it differently, right? So I just look at, like, let's say like a Nicole Murphy.
Well, no, because that's the thing. I'm talking about Naomi Campbell. I'm not talking about Nicole Murphy. I'm talking about supermodel. You modeling for Naomi Campbell when she was 14. That's when she started.
You have
until 26 to get to where you're going.
What I'm saying is, we live in I feel like the time has evolved, right? So when you look at a Naomi Campbell, there was only maybe one or two ways for you to see Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
Right? It was only one or two ways. It's either you walking down a runway or you in somebody's print. Right? So I'm saying, as the game has evolved, I think that opens up the amount of years that you can still be of an influence or do what it is that you want to do, because that you have way more outlets than you have, now than you did back then. You know what I'm saying? So as a 50-year-old woman, you're still relevant because you can now inspire or motivate, or there's a lane for you because now you have other 50-year-old women who want to look like you. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean,
and I just, I'm just saying, like, when you think, so that's why we have to always think forwardly, and we have to be able to stay up with the times, because maybe I'm not saying that that's not true or not, but I'm saying traditionally, like you're saying, 26 and a Naomi Campbell is she's far removed from, you know what I'm saying? You talking about Naomi Campbell's how old?
She's probably in her 40s now.
Easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Easy 40s,
I guess
probably
I'm
50s.
seeing it as an industry
She's probably in
that
her,
has yet to like shift. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Naomi
but the
Campbell's
modeling
probably like
industry
50.
is one of those industries. It's like they're taking the longest to shift in this new era. There's a lot of designers who still go the old route, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, modeling is that industry that they're still going that old route, and that's why it's like, yes, they need to be up to date with that stuff, but the reality is this is just one of those industries. Yeah, it's just a little tougher because now it's like even more so they're looking at, followers. They're also looking at your look. There's still some restrictions.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So you can't say it's hard. You can't say that the industry isn't evolving, and then in the same breath you saying they're looking at followers.
Well, because they're not evolving.
You know what I'm saying?
They're evolving because they're looking at followers, but they're not evolving because they're still going for the same look.
So let me ask you a question.
So it's like that's where I think they're just not evolving. Yes, they have all these followers and they're looking at that, but they're still casting the same.
So in the field,
girls.
like overall, and you're definitely more involved than I am, but I'm just, as a consumer, and I'm just looking around. I personally see. I thought it was evolving a little bit, only because I've been seeing the emergence of like the plus size models. I've been seeing like a lot of people. To me, it kind of looks like SoundCloud.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Are we speaking this is where I think I'm missing it. Are we speaking modeling in terms of traditional modeling? We talking about runway?
I'm talking about like overall.
Okay. I just need to get because
we do have those companies who are trying to be more body inclusive and diversify it, but there are still castings that I even see with my agent where they still want that traditional 5'10" up, no tattoos, typical model. So it's like, yes, in a way it's shifting, but in a way it's still not.
So I think it's fair though to say that it's like that in a lot of fields, though. Like in the NFL, they still want a 6'4", 6'5" quarterback, but you got guys who are 5'10", 6 feet.
Yeah, so I think it's like this, right? If I look at an industry that I want to get into, right, and I want to get into this industry in a particular way, right? Then you're going to try to fit the mold or do the typical thing to be a part of this industry in this particular way, right? So if you have a part of the modeling world that is still looking for a 5'10" model, no tattoos, then boom, once you start to get tattoos, you're eliminating yourself. Like this is a sector that exists. So then you can try to potentially break barriers and all of that, but if you're conscious enough to say, hey, this industry still looks for this, and then you go and do something different than that, then to me, you're taking yourself out of the running for this particular segment of it. But if you know that there are other segments of it that exist, then okay, hey, I can now target myself in these other segments. If you know what I'm saying? If you ain't working on walking and you don't know how to walk a runway, then this ain't for you. They ain't gonna catch you because you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's not the
lane in which you are trying to get into. So I think that it's like that across the board. But it's evolved because if you didn't think that evolved, right, you wouldn't post pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because you're posting pictures on Instagram for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I guess because I'm trying to be that model that breaks that, that stereotype. Like, because I get told all the time because I'm short, like, oh, you can't be a runway model, but I'm doing runways. It's like, so
Right.
I'm trying to be that voice. Like, okay, if I don't like something, I'm going to go change it myself.
Well, I think I don't have a problem with that approach. I will say, and I support whatever you're doing, Millie. That's been like that forever. But I will say that in my findings, let me word this right so people don't kill me. In my findings, if you do what you're doing, the people have to come to you. So, let's take Rich album. Okay, I wasn't going to ever talk about it again, but let's take Rich album. So, Rich album, we did. His success was based on one record in the city, right? One record that hit a small piece of the city, and we just rode that wave as long as we could, and then we just, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Until you ain't here no more, right? So there's two ways we could have next stepped this. It would have been one, do that record a whole bunch of times. Make an album with that record a whole bunch of times because we know that segment of people will mess with it because we can guarantee that. Or, Rich, make the album you want to make, and we'll find the people that like it. Right? So I've done the previous with people before, Blue being one of them. Some of the biggest mistakes ever. Because if you're not allowing yourself, and this is, to me, modeling is a creative thing, just to me. So if you're not allowing yourself to be the most creative you can be and then finding people who mess with you, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Or, I mean, you don't even, I don't think you give yourself an opportunity because you're relying on the success of one thing that may not even be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? You always win by being yourself. I don't care what kind of field you in. I think you always win by being yourself. So so what we did with Rich album was, Rich, make the album you want to make. You know what I'm saying? The people that rock with you want to rock with you. But what we're going to then do is say, this is what we offer. This is what we have for you.
So let me ask you this, right? Because I look at things sometimes in a different way, right?
You know.
I look at things in a different way, right? So you always have people that say, be yourself, remain authentic. I'm trying to change the stereotype and all those things, right? But I feel like on the other side, sometimes, like, okay, if you're creative, right? And you say, okay, hey, I'm going to make this record popped, for a small segment. And, I'm not going to conform to the sounds and I'm not going to do this and I'm going to stay original and all of that, right? And that's a great way to be, right? But if you creative, right, why you just can't create? So like, for example, right? So like, for example, if I go back in music, right? And I look at if I look at Ja Rule, right?
Okay.
Whether Ja Rule was a street guy, whether he was a thug, right? I know that they had a formula that was golden.
Yes, they did.
Right?
Absolutely.
They had a formula that was golden and it was duplicatable. You can duplicate the formula. They duplicated it with Lloyd. They duplicated it with Ja Rule. They duplicated it with Ashanti, right? But whether I'm not questioning his street cred, right? It just like,
True.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not questioning that personal piece of it, right? I'm just looking at, hey, you guys know what y'all doing, right?
Yeah.
Take the personal out of it. You know what you're doing and how to put records on the radio, how to make big records.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm not looking at it as a personal, like,
I'm going to go verify this with your life.
I'm not going to go verify this with your life. I'm not looking that deep into it, right? But then he messed up because now somebody's testing your gangster. And now you want to step out and prove that you are
right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to show you who I really am and all of that, right? Whereas that wasn't up for question. It's just more so you knew how to make good music in this industry.
Yes.
right? And you knew how to, mastered the industry and able to create in this industry, right?
Yes.
So what's wrong with staying who you are, but at the same time understanding the trend of the industry and being able to adapt in the trend of the industry? I feel like that's more creative than saying F the industry. I'm gonna just do my own thing and hope somebody find me and hope somebody like my stuff because I'm not conforming to what y'all want me to do.
No. I think you took that too extreme. Or no. That's not what we did. Like
right. But I'm just saying across the board,
across the board.
Like
okay.
Because you're saying, okay, I want to break these stereotypes and this, that, and the third, right? Or do you say, hey, I'm going to master how to be a runway model and I'm going to kill it over here. Then I'm going to master how to do this over here. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's always, but see, this is the thing that I think goes unsaid, but it's very important. Like there are certain elements in every industry that if you don't possess them, you won't survive.
Yeah.
Like I can take music because that's what I know. Mm-hmm. Like if you don't have an album with a trap snare on it, at least one, you don't have a shot. Like if you can't format records in that cadence and make it applicable to the ear, you don't have a shot. So of course we did that. Yeah. But we didn't stick to just that. You know what I mean? So, and I think, I don't know, and I don't know modeling, but I think in every industry now, like you said, the power of the internet, I think in every industry now, there's always space to do that.
Yeah.
And I even look at like some new videos has surfaced, right? And I'll even look at a Nipsey Hussle, right?
Yeah.
So Nipsey, I'm putting this album out. I'm $100.
Crenshaw, yeah.
Crenshaw, I'm $100. You want to buy it? You know, I'm selling this amount of physical copies. I'm putting on the internet, right? But then I looked at Victory Lap, right? And guess who executive produced Victory Lap?
Diddy. Yep.
Do you know how many people wouldn't even step in the studio with Diddy because of those ego mentality? That's
true.
You know what I'm saying? But from a music standpoint, Nipsey like, hey, if I want my music
to hit a certain way,
I'm going to somebody who got
absolutely.
He got the sauce.
He got the sauce.
He got the formula. And ironically, this is a Grammy nominated album.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But you got some people that wouldn't even pick up that phone. Or wouldn't even humble themselves to say, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Even if he ain't producing no rap, man, I just want, let me
put your
play
ear
this
on
for you.
this.
Put your ear on it. Where can I do this? How can this song, you know what I'm saying, you know, enhance that? How can you take my career to the next level? You know, and I just think that is the growth. Like that is
the evolution.
The evolution to where it's like, sometimes we too proud or we too, you know what I'm saying, we too stuck and firm on like I gotta keep it real or I gotta keep it this way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you don't know, part of it is playing the game.
Of course, you gotta move with the wave, of course. Like that's something that's like because even now you see the difference between the fashion models and the IG models. Because when they put the IG models on runway, they don't know how to walk for shit. Right. So they're not gonna last. So they're just chalk. That's it. You're never gonna see them again. So yeah, it's gonna come down to like, yeah, you gotta move with what's popping right now, all this stuff, and what exactly they're looking for. Yeah, I totally believe that, 100%. That's why it's like I'm going to runway, but I'm still keeping the idea of commercial print. You know what? Okay, is gonna get me far, and yes, runway's gonna come eventually. I just want to make sure that when that time comes, I know how to walk my little ass off. So it's like, yeah, you have to move with that, and then it's even sitting here, and I know a lot of girls are gonna hate that I said, but Cleveland models.
Oh, let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
You see a lot of these girls don't get far because they're not moving with that wave of like, okay, at some point you're either going to move out to LA or you're going to move out to New York. How are you going to keep climbing up? Because that's where the market is strong. So how are you now about to go about it? So yeah, that's very, very important. A lot of girls don't get far because they want to stick in that, oh, well, I want to be this in the city, or this, their pride, their ego. This is how they go about it. And they could have no type of rep sheet to even back up the ego that they're trying to uphold so much. But then they wonder why. Then they see 10 years down the line, the girl that was humble and was keeping up with the trend is now sitting here walking in like Milan and Paris
Right.
and doing all this stuff. And
right. And it's important to, I feel like, just, dive into and continuing to learn in your field. Like, it's always stuff to be learned. You know what I'm saying? It's always stuff that you can learn. And if you don't, hey man, you gonna, you don't want to be the one. Hey, can you do this? No, that ain't my thing.
Yeah, I had to let that go a couple of years ago.
That ain't my thing.
No, I needed to be my thing every time.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you come to,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
you know how many events? You know how many events I have, and I try to book a DJ, and they be like, "Man, I don't do that line dance shit."
Why?
And I be like, "What is line dance shit?" Hidden play? It's just
That's all you do is
I
hidden
don't-
play.
Oh, you doing this hidden?
I don't know.
But I'm just saying,
I don't understand.
it's just hidden play. But your pride,
Yeah.
the pride of it just be. Yeah, man.
see, it's a fine line. See, like
It's the pride. It's the
Cause that
pride.
pride, I've been there. That pride
pride.
will hold so many bags away from you. They be right here dangling,
Yeah.
and that pride won't let you go get that little bag.
I be like, you don't want 500 a week.
Yeah,
You don't want this.
I can
Yeah.
download Serato right now, boy. Next
You
time
don't-
you need that.
You don't want this.
Like,
You don't want this a week.
Easy work.
you can be yourself.
Easy
You got to play the
word.
game
Easy
until
work.
you get to that level where you can call the shots.
Easy
And
word.
That's
Easy work.
what you
Yeah,
got
I
to
don't
do.
do that. I don't do that.
Like,
What
Why,
you mean, like,
bro? Do you know how many I don't do that line?
the line?
I don't do that line dance
That's what I
shit.
understand. I just help me and enlighten me, and then we got to talk about something else. But like, what exactly is the hang up? Because it's not like they asking you to know the line dance.
No, I'm not
To
asking.
perform
I'm
the
not.
line
I'm not
dance.
asking you to demonstrate.
Nothing.
I'm not
You just
asking
saying
you to lead it.
Give me a line dance set and play them. That's all we asking you to do. For the 5, for the 5 a week, that's $2,000 a month on top of your other nights.
Look, and you know what's crazy? It's a pride thing, right? And this is a struggle with DJs, right? Because if you can't rock a party, right?
Okay, I'm rolling.
So if you can't rock a party, right, then it's like, it's really like your time to shine, right? You gotta rock a party, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If the dance floor is empty, right?
Right, you ain't working. Yeah, this DJ ain't hitting tonight.
Right.
That's true.
It was weak, right?
That's true.
So the DJs have the issue when it's 100% certified gold that the dance floor
It's gonna be full.
will be full if you play a line dance.
Oh, so what you saying is, wait a minute, this is goofy. So what you saying is, because they didn't have to get the party popping, the records did it for them, that is killing them in the prize section?
It's killing them in the prize section. Wow. It's killing them in the prize section.
I mean, because
But like you got other nights to go smoke the floor though.
But
I don't
in
know.
a city like Cleveland,
Okay, now we bring another dynamic into
in a
this.
city like Cleveland,
pride's a motherfucker.
There's a few other nights.
in a city like
There's a few
Cleveland,
other nights,
in
though.
a city like Cleveland, if it's anybody in the building over 28, they gonna line dance.
I'm rolling.
They gonna line
I'm
dance.
rolling. Yup.
So
Because we had line dance. We had good line dance age.
And I think now,
for sure, like,
and especially now, I mean, I'm one of the few, like, me and my girlfriends, when we saw what is that song called? Thinking, whatever that thing is. Like, I Can't Get Enough.
Oh, yeah,
that line dance
yeah.
song. So the first time I saw it, I was like, what is this? But they play it so much, me and my girlfriends
Y'all know the
started to
dance.
learn it. So now we
because
learn
you
it.
now
So when it
look like an
comes up,
outsider.
if you,
like-
hey, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Like-
I'm gonna be honest with you. We had something at my house. I forget what it was. My whole wife family was there, right? All of them. Everybody came and they all at my house, right? So they get to playing the line dance songs. I don't know none of the line dance songs, right? So they in the dining room jigging. I'm sitting over to the side like, damn, I can't even.
Twiddling your thumbs.
I'm just looking like y'all having fun in this motherfucker.
There's a game on.
I'm looking goofy like, they know all of them.
Can I get y'all something to drink?
Y'all need something? We got Henny in the back. Y'all want something? No? All right, cause y'all gonna keep dancing? Yeah, it's goofy. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Evolve, people. One more thing. Is Tiger Woods the greatest athlete of all time?
Yeah.
Is this the greatest comeback story you've ever seen in your
Greatest
life?
comeback.
I don't know if he's the greatest athlete of all time.
Go for it.
But
I say greatest.
he stuck with it.
If y'all don't know by now, Tiger won the Masters. I just want to put that out
It's
there.
a classic story of perseverance when, stuff comes by, try to knock you down. You don't lose your craft. You still go after it. Keep pushing and keep pushing and pushing.
He's top five. He's top five greatest athletes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling. I have never seen. This is why I had to bring this up.
And it's the outside of the personal stuff. It's the injuries that he battled.
Yep.
This is what's messing me up about this. I want to talk to y'all about it. Just see if y'all saw what I saw over the weekend. Okay, so I remember Tiger got caught up with the voicemails. I was real disappointed that he didn't know how to move. I get it. You didn't know how to. You don't leave voicemails on the side chick phone, Tiger. It's just some rules to the game that you got to know. But it's all right. You got caught up, G. All right, now you got to pay the piper. You through, right? Then the injuries happened. I said, man, we in trouble, man.
Then the DUI.
Then the DUI happened, and that's when I started paying attention because DUI happened.
The DUI happened in Florida. He thought he was in California.
He's wilding. So I'm like, Tiger, what's going on? This is what messed me up, though, right? Like, they treated the infidelity thing one way on ESPN. You know how they do it. It's personal issues. They just let it rock. Injuries, they were sad for Tiger. Of course, because this Tiger Woods. Like, come on. And the DUI happened. And then when the DUI happened, Tiger Woods, they got up there and said he don't need to be in the Hall of Fame. He a disgrace to the sport at large. How did he ever get the opportunity if this was his personality from the beginning? They drug Tiger Woods through the mud.
Right. And I think the issue is too, right? This is the issue with golf is not a age restricted sport.
True.
Right? So he's been on top for so long that, hey, man, he's going to evolve as a human.
Yep.
So he's Tiger Woods from playing golf since he was a little kid.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the Bow Wow syndrome.
You ain't wrong, though.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how could you do it?
He's been doing it for so long.
He's been doing it for so long. So you're almost looking at him like, that's little Tiger Woods drinking. No.
Right. He's a grown man.
Grown man.
38 years old.
He's a grown man. Man, he had a bad night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that is a part of it, right? Mm-hmm. The serene, you know what I'm saying? When you get people that grow up in front of your eyes, it's like they can't do anything outside of what you've known them for
since the beginning.
Since they've been a little kid.
Price of fame. Mm-hmm. But I will say this.
No, congratulations, though.
It felt great.
No, it felt great.
Yeah.
I said it felt good. Like, okay. Because I had stopped. When he was climbing on Saturday, I was like, oh, maybe he could do it. But I wasn't really paying close attention. I was just following through the phone. Then Sunday happened. I said, wait a minute. Tiger about to win this? He ain't about to win this whole thing. I ran off the went up to the office. It's like, this man won the whole joint. Yeah, I was happy about that. That's a big deal. That's one of the greatest comeback stories of the year.
Awesome.
I was excited to see it. I'm also excited to see that OKC is down, you know what I'm saying, 0-2 in the playoffs. We can talk about that later when it develops.
Right, but you know what's crazy? On the sports side, right? The King is not in the playoffs.
Oh, shit.
And they're disrespecting these NBA players so much.
Yeah.
That you don't even know that it's the playoffs.
Yo. Listen, man.
You don't even know that it's the playoffs. The ads is different.
It's a whole nother vibe out there.
You're not, bruh.
I'll be honest.
Last year on the gram, the little tickers was popping up with
Yeah.
the different players who's going together head to head. Blatant disrespect.
We don't care.
Blatant disrespect
because
for the NBA players.
Because
LeBron James is not in the playoffs.
They marketing wasn't planned for him not to make the playoffs. They ain't had no backstory.
They had no back plan.
What you gonna do? Harden? They don't like him that much. And Russell got a shot, but he blowing it. Giannis, he ain't ready yet. They gonna give it to him, but they just wasn't ready to roll it out to him yet. That's next season. The Giannis rollout is next season. Anyway, I don't have nothing else.
It's bad.
It's bad. Like, I watched last night, I was like, this ain't no fanfare around it. It don't feel like nothing.
It's bad.
They playing games tonight. And the competition ain't even like, ugh. Like, it ain't like, oh. I'm not even excited. And Boogie Cousins went out, so I'm really like, dang, this is bad. I wanted to see him get somewhere.
No LeBron James.
Look, hey, Lou Will out there giving boys 36 points. You know it's serious. When that's the story. The story is Lou Will pinned 36 points on them. That's the story.
No LeBron James.
I'm through, man. This is the first time since what? 2000 what? 5? 4? 5? We ain't had LeBron James in there.
I don't know. Steph Curry was in high school.
Yeah. And Clay and KD leaving next year too. Just want to let y'all know that ahead of time. This is the last year of that. Shout out to the Knicks. Y'all got anything else? I'm through. I can't wait to see the league next year. I'm excited.
Well,
it's been real, man. I just wanted to pop in on you guys.
My guy.
My guy.
I was excited. What you got coming up, Millie? Millie Instagram is live. That's always the event. You feel me? That's a star-studded occasion. Go follow Millie.
Well, I have a fashion show next weekend that I'm doing. Some promotion events, shoots here and there.
Nothing she's excited about, obviously. No
I mean,
dates.
Like, I kind of been more just like focusing on just setting the stuff up, letting people just find out on their own time.
Rumble, young woman, rumble.
So
I ain't mad, man.
So that's kind of.
Hey, listen, I'm not here to question how the queen moves. All right, do your thing, queen. All right, I'm just trying.
Speaking queen, Miss Beyonce Queen dropped.
It did too.
So if you guys can watch that, her.
I'm going right home to watch it.
Huh?
What is this supposed to be?
It's for her Coachella documentary. So pretty much of her whole. And you said she dropped about.
Fam,
like
let me
40.
tell you what she did on these. Let me tell you what she did. So Beyonce is the greatest at this thing. So let me tell you what she did. So she did Coachella last year, right? Filmed the whole thing and held it for a whole year and released the behind the scenes a year later on Netflix.
She just dropped it.
And then said, you know what, I'm going to do you one better. Y'all knew that was coming. Now I'm going to give you the whole performance to stream now. It's a whole album. Beyonce might be the greatest ever to do this thing, man. I have not seen nothing crazy like that in a long time.
Now this is available on Netflix. This is on Netflix.
The stream, the documentary is on Netflix and the album is everywhere.
Yep.
I never seen nothing like this. It just keep happening. I keep watching this stuff too every time. I'm listening to all 40 songs. She give me a trip. So y'all go support that.
Support that. For all your Game of Thrones lovers, I hope you guys had a.
Yeah, we ain't talking.
No, we got to. I mean, everybody was talking about it. Instagram was kind of quiet because
everybody's watching Game of Thrones. I'm in the billions. You hit the billions?
No.
He ain't on it. I'm in the billions, man.
For what?
Billions is on Showtime. It's about venture capitalists.
I don't watch
how they
Showtime.
play their games. It's a good show.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, drama. I don't have nothing. My website is always available. Rich album is out. Rosello's album is out. VVV on all streaming services. Y'all knew that already because y'all rock with me. And
shout out to the podcasters in the world.
Word up.
Yep.
The bags are being generated.
Shout out to the podcasters.
Yeah.
Been watching people evolve and do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm through, man. Y'all got something else?
I ain't got nothing else.
Listen, man, thank y'all for joining us. Boys back this week. Appreciate that. Episode 66. We lost Blue like halfway in. I guess it wasn't a good show for him.
Yeah, it was some stuff.
Hey, I don't have nothing to do with that. So, episode 66 in the books. We talk to y'all next week.